Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to use the calendar. So I'm taking a look at one of the classes, which happens to be senior project, and I'm looking at my first tab, which is pages, but I'm going to move over to my second tab, which is the calendar tab. So I'm going to click on that tab right now, and it's going to pull up my month view of July. And I've got two options over here in the corner. I have an add event and add assignment. Similar to our agenda, we want to think of our events as being our big projects, big tests, and our assignments as being something a little bit smaller, so kind of more of our homework assignments. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to choose to add an event. So I'm going to click on that button right there. And I chose this class for a particular reason because I actually have multiple sections of this class. So I'm going to put in a title of, let's just put in Project Write-Up Due. And I'm going to change my date to be the 31st. And under where it says sections, I'm going to unselect that, and I bring that up because I want you to see that you can actually, because I am controlling all of my various rosters, I can actually choose to deselect which sections I would want this to show up on their calendar, which ones I didn't. So even though I'm only writing to one particular calendar, I can actually say, okay, I don't want this to go to section B or section D. Okay, so I can actually control those different things. I'm going to click cancel. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the same thing, show you the same thing for add an assignment. If I go in here and I do, again, let's say homework number 1, and under where it says sections, create an assignment for all sections. If I uncheck that box, here I can go down and it opens up my due dates. So maybe for section A, August 6th is fine, but for section B, that one I need to have due on the 8th. Section D doesn't meet again until the 10th, and then my section E isn't meeting until the 13th. So I can make all of those date changes and it's going to post appropriately on my calendar. I'm going to click off that Dropbox option and I'm going to click Save. Now, if I go into August, I'm going to move my calendar over to the next month. I'm going to see that that's actually added it all onto my calendar. Now, because I only have one class page, you can see that I'm looking at every section's homework. If I wanted just to see one section at a time, there's a little drop down arrow up here that says all sections. If I wanted just to see the calendar for section A, I could just change that to section A, and now I'm just seeing the homework assignment for them. Same thing, I can just change these just to see the section that I'm interested in seeing. But again, all sections is going to give you everything for all of the sections that are tied to that particular class. Because you only have, what's nice in Haiku is you only have one class page, but you have multiple rosters that are tied to that particular class page. One other thing that you can do, which makes it a little bit easier, is if I go back to pages, you can add a block. So if I go up to add content block, I can actually go over to the second tab, which is calendar, and I can add in upcoming activities. And I'm going to leave the block title as that, and I want it to display 5 days, which is fine, and I'll click finish. And what this is going to do is this is not only going to show my students what they have coming up and myself as I come in and I'm taking a look at my class, but it's also going to give me the ability to quickly add information. So if I put in here homework number 2 and add, instead of going back to my, needing to go back to my calendar tab, I can actually, it's going to open up my box here and it automatically adds an event, but I can very easily just click my assignment button. It converts that over to an assignment. I can enter information here, uncheck that section box, change my dates if I need to do that, and then click save, and automatically that information has been added, and so it's on my main pages. So I haven't had to click on my calendar tab at all. I've just stayed on that main page. So that's something to consider. You might want to add that content block. So again, add content block under calendar, upcoming activities. That's a good one to consider adding. That's it for now.